What up, guys? Welcome back to another video on Earth 2. So, what are we doing today? Look, Earth 2 has had quite a few controversies over the past, I don't know, 12 months, let's say. There's been a mass influx of people calling it a scam and making very good videos, very aesthetically pleasing videos, interesting commentary videos on what Earth 2 is, why it's a scam, why it's a Ponzi scheme, why everyone that is invested is a complete moron, which frankly I don't take offense to, but it's okay. But I also wanted to make videos about it and I wanted to make a video reacting to the most recent Callum Upton's reaction as well, because I think it's important that as people that are invested or have put some money in or a lot of money or whoever you may be that has some vested interest in Earth 2, that you don't fall into this trap where you focus on the positives only or the negatives only. You don't want to be caught up in an echo chamber of, oh, Earth 2 to the moon or Earth 2 is a scam. Let's hear both sides. And that's why I enjoy watching Kira TV. I enjoy watching Callum Upton, Josh Strife Hayes, because if not for anything else, I do like a bit of controversy. Controversy. I am one of those people that sometimes it's interesting to watch the world burn, even if it is your own world, right? So we love a bit of chaos, and that's why I do enjoy watching these guys. So let's take a look and let's watch Callum Upton.
So 2 weeks ago, I was called out by Mr. Shane Isaac himself after I made a claim. Apparently, this is an alleged claim that what he showed in his demo for the Earth 2 world was recreatable in 30 minutes. I apparently said that, quite clearly didn't. Here's the clip of what I actually said. So here we go. Biome index mapping. Sounds very technical. Incredibly technical indeed. This is a pioneered technology as well, by the way. It's, again, in literally every game that has a procedurally generated forest or world. Minecraft uses it.
So I'm gonna just trust Callum and in this because I'm not a developer. I'm not in this gaming development space, so I don't know any about this stuff. But if he's obviously willing to go out on the internet and say that this is readily available, this technology, it's readily used in a lot of games. So people can fact check him, and he's
It
not going to
is
lie about that.
depending on the implementation you use. In Minecraft, it is a color graded image that colors the chunks. So let's say you've got the world map, all the chunks in Minecraft. Let's say there's 32 chunks by 32 chunks. They have a 32 image by 32 image. And they color each one of those pixels to indicate the biome that it is. Again, these are pretty much standard in all game engines. You can do these out of the box. 30 minutes maybe to set one up. So, as you can see, I claimed that biome indexing would take 30 minutes. So, this man already cannot read. He cannot listen to things. He cannot comprehend the meaning of a
It's
sentence.
funny. Callum Upton says he has all the respect for. Oh no, what does he say? He kind of says like he has nothing against Shane. Like he says like I'm sure Shane's a decent person, but I just don't like the project itself. I find that hard to believe because occasionally they throw so much shade at Shane Isaac. It's
But
funny.
all that aside, I took the challenge that he offered, which was 7 days to recreate what Earth 2 claimed they had.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the issue was never about the thing that they claimed they had. The issue was about the fact that they claimed that they had it. They claimed all of these new proprietary things, which were quite clearly not. So I took the challenge anyway, and I believed that I had completed it, as did many, many people.
So in my last video, I kind of reacted to Earth 2's demo of their distant terrain engine. But then I found out that there's a lot of games that are 5 years old that use similar technology that have done similar looking kind of worlds as well. So I'm just like, oh, how uneducated am I in this space? So that's just my 2 cents.
Here are the results. This poll was created by somebody in the Earth 2 community. I posted it in my Discord, and it was posted numerous times throughout the week in the Earth 2 Discord. So the Earth 2 community have also voted on this matter. And as you can see, an 85.88% win for me. Now, of course, none of this matters because Shane was going to decide the winner anyway. I already knew from the beginning that I would never be getting the prize money because the goalposts were so easy to move, and by the way, he did. To the point that when I posted my last video, he immediately posted why I'd failed and realised that, shit, this kind of condemns me because we also haven't proven this either. And within about 3 seconds, removed this comment. And this is where things took a real turn for the worst for Earth 2. And we delve into this realm of weirdness here. Due to the events that followed my challenge completion and posting of my results, the best thing that they could have done at this point was say nothing, do nothing, and pay up the money, right? That would have been best case scenario for Earth 2. However, in my video, I challenged Shane back. And I said, if you decline my win, you need to prove that you can do the things that you asked me to do. Because you already have these things, right? So showing that you have them and proving legitimacy should be incredibly easy, you would think. It took 7 days. Well, in fact, I think it was 9 days in the end. It took 9 days for Shane to come back with a response video.
And this is why it's so petty. And it's petty on I dare say Shane's side because he's the CEO. He should be the bigger person. This is why it's so petty to go back and forth with someone like Callum. No offense against Callum, you know, he's a YouTuber. He can do whatever he wants. But I think when you hold multi-million-dollar contracts and money and funds, and you're trying to make, you know, the biggest and best thing that's ever come out of AR, VR, and metaverse, it's kind of silly to go up against and challenge these YouTubers and throw $10,000 out there, and it just seems like he's taken such an emotional response, a very personal response to something like this. It's in my eyes, honestly, it's a little bit childish because I just think the best way to kind of shut up the doubters is just to show them, you know, who cares? Just let them scream from the top of their lungs. Just show them that they're wrong, and in due time, just show them the work that you've done.
Which I find to be quite strange, because if I've proven that a demo can be made in 7 days, and then it takes you 9 days to come back with a response proving that you have the thing that I made in 7 days, that's a bit fishy. The results just don't really meet in the middle. They don't track. So Shane put up a premiere a day early, hyping people up for this video, and it was touted on Twitter as the video that I wouldn't want my fans to see. Boy, was that a mistake to say, because
I didn't get that.
My fans loved this video that Shane put out, but for all the wrong reasons for Shane. This video had a description that was trying to drag me through the dirt, and just discredit me, and to a certain degree also try and insult me. An hour later, the description changed and removed any insults towards me, any name dropping and dragging me through the dirt. And
this is the thing, like, this is the internet. It remembers all. You can't backtrack and say I didn't say it or I didn't mean it, or, you know, I just don't understand why Shane is not picking on, but just having this back and forth with an individual YouTuber. You know, if people see Shane as Goliath, then you know how people love to take down and destroy giants, right? They love rooting for the underdog, and Callum in this instance is the underdog. You know, he's not the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company business face trying to build the metaverse.
Description became very civil, which I found to be a little strange during the premiere. But then Shane actually started talking to me in the live chat while it was ready, you know, on the countdown for the premiere, and was also being incredibly civil towards me, even going as far as taking some of my feedback on their advertisements and how they are misleading, as well as also saying that he'd be open for a one-on-one call on or off the record with myself. This was a massive shift in narrative in the space of an hour. And I was talking to a few of my moderators in voice chat, and I had suggested that potentially after them listing this and starting the countdown, they realized that this video was going to torpedo hard, and that they really wanted to kind of build up the burnt bridges and reconstruct the narrative of what this is going to be. This is going to be their response to my challenge failure, apparently, and their proof that they can do what they claimed. Oh boy, was that a mistake. This video did the opposite. So some of the claims that I had made is that the technology that they asked me to make, they didn't even have themselves. And even further, I had said in a video that all of the footage we have seen to date has been rendered. And Shane, in a video, said, oh yeah, you think we've just been rendering stuff? Haha, no. And then he shows some in-engine footage in this video. This video was 45 minutes. Like, a good 37 of those minutes was literally just clips from my video prior to.
Yes. Can I just say that Shane's response video was 45 minutes. He hasn't dedicated 45 minutes to his own, community. So I just find it so silly that he dedicated 45 minutes just responding to the challenge. And it took him more than 45 minutes to do it because there's a lot of cuts in there. And if you're a content creator, you make so many mistakes. You stuff up, you mumble, you get your words wrong, your sentences wrong, whatever. Your tone is horrible and you have to start again. So that 45 minutes would have taken him, an hour and a half.
To it. So there was only really 5 minutes of meaningful stuff. Well, I say meaningful and I use that very loosely. First of all, I want to address something that Shane said. Shane said that if we had met under different circumstances, that we would be nerding out and chatting together about games and just having a good time. And you know what? I absolutely do agree with him. I'm the sort of person that will talk to anyone. If you are kind to me, I'm kind to you. If you are straight up with me, I'm straight up with you. You're honest with me, I'm honest with you. So I don't disagree with him at all. But the circumstances under which we did meet never needed to happen. Because this all revolves around me saying, I don't believe this is real. And Shane coming back saying, you make it then. If Shane had simply proven to me that I was wrong, which we want to be proven wrong, right? And we will change our opinions based on what has been proven to us.
That's what I mean. Instead of having this back and forth, just prove to the doubters that they're wrong. And I understand, you can't do it straight away because there's some industry, secrets that you don't want to release because we all know there's copycats out there, right? But, it's I feel like these people are picking on Earth 2 a little bit because I think the Earth 2 potentially has the most... potentially has the most potential in becoming something real, whereas the other platforms maybe not so much. So people just ignore those because they know this is going to crash and burn anyway. So let's tear down something that may potentially have the ability to make it as a metaverse.
If you'd have just proven legitimacy, none of this scenario would have unfolded. Now, I believe they did this as a marketing ploy to get more eyes on the project when I inevitably failed the challenge, but they weren't prepared for the eventuality that I would complete it. And this is where it spirals truly out of control. So, in this video, Shane shows off their world terrain rendering system in engine, which is what I'd asked them to do. Map data of trees projected into sand as terrain. So their claim that they have eradicated artifacting from height map data, false. Next up, they also said they had a 50,000 kilometers per hour travel distance on a camera. A lot of people in my Discord found the location they used on Earth. Undeniably, they did find it. And yeah, they did some maths. Multiple people did the maths and all came out to the fact that it was only going 20 to 22,000 kilometers, despite their display saying 50,000 on the dot.
Okay.
That's two things now that he has disproven. And then the big one, the monumental one, which I feel is truly egg thrown back on their face. The level of detail of their project. In their buggy demo, in their world, fly-through demo, which I claimed was rendered, and they said irrefutably, no, it is not. It had a gorgeous level of detail, and nobody denied that. I myself didn't critique that. However, The engine that they showed today with the footage that they showed was a totally different engine, totally different level of detail. It looked like Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's not what they showed.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Okay. The music. The harmonica.
It was fairly choppy when moving around over the terrain, which it wasn't in the previous video. And they also never zoomed in close enough. They were trying to hide
Okay,
what they
so
showed.
this is the original. Okay, this is... Okay, yes. This is original what they showed. This would have been better. Yes, I agree. The music kills me every time. Yes, okay, yep, definitely not the
choppy
same.
when moving around over the terrain, which it wasn't in the previous video. And they also never zoomed in close enough. They were trying to hide the crimes of the artifacting in their terrain. Not to mention that the water shader that they used in their video was the same water shader I used in mine. You know, the one that they mocked me for using. This video was truly an absolute torpedo to their credibility. Now, I'm not saying everyone, but quite a lot of people from the Earth 2 community have come out and said, Shane, this doesn't look good. This is, you are confirming the YouTuber's suspicions.
I thought it looked good.
You're not disproving them. You're actually bolstering their case against you. And this goes hand in hand with something else that Shane had done.
This is why it's good to watch videos like this. And like I said, let's not be in an echo chamber of just like negative or positive. But yeah, I never considered that. I never considered to compare the most latest, terrain distant engine to what Shane released earlier. So that earlier footage where it was zoomed in flying through the land where you could see the individual trees, yeah, I actually would have preferred to see that flying at a distance of 50,000 kilometers an hour through the world, having, them paste the coordinates from Google Maps into their engine. From a zoomed out perspective, you can see that they've generated that actual piece of land and then zoom in so we can actually see real time the rendering detail.
That buggy
So yeah,
video,
Callum's up in the right. He's right in that sense. I would like to see
they
that.
show off where they're driving a buggy around on it got unlisted mysteriously before this video went out.
It did get
And
unlisted.
I wonder why that is. Now, I believe in that video, they said that this is technology and this is a live demo of what they have been working on for the last year. Shane then goes on Twitter to say, no, that you saw was 1.5 developers over 1 month. So which one is it? Because there's very conflicting statements here. And then Shane's backfired failure of a response video led to so much more criticism than he could have ever expected. The Lord and Savior himself, Asmongold, picked up on this and practically tore this to shreds.
Is it possible that with a few more people, Callum could have precisely replicated what Earth 2 showed in their devlog using the tech?
The fact that you can get that close within a week probably indicates that this kind of shit is not as impressive as they make it out to be. I think that's really what he's trying to get at, and it seems fucking obvious.
Straight up calling it a scam. Now, of course,
I watched that
Earth 2
Asmongold
community
video.
can't accept that for what it is, which is one guy's
was a good
opinion.
video.
They have to go ahead and say, no, this is good. This is more eyes on the project. Yes, when you Google Earth 2 now, the first video that comes up is a man with 1 million subscribers and millions of views telling you, do not invest a penny in this, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, he does actually call like Earth 2 players idiots, I think. And I don't also agree with a lot of the community's sentiment that any publicity is good publicity. I agree with Callum in that sense. You know, you search Earth 2 and all you see is a bunch of, videos calling Earth 2 as a scam. And, they've got hundreds of thousands of views as opposed to the videos that are talking positively about Earth 2.
It's a scam. You seem to, your community, Shane, seems to be stuck in this loop of No publicity is bad publicity. And they're dragging you down with it. Aside from that, Barnacles Nerdgasm, another very large YouTuber, went on a rampage on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch about the exact same thing, saying he doesn't understand how people are falling for this monumental scam. You have picked up the attention of millions more people, but for the wrong reason. And your fan base is touting this as a reason to celebrate. Now,
Yeah,
I
see.
felt that I didn't even have to make a follow-up video, this video in question, because my fans and the other fans of other YouTubers that have been covering this are fully aware of the circumstances from your video. Your video torpedoed hard. Your video had, at the time of me last checking, this video had 5,800 views with 5,180 dislikes
Woof.
that were revealed from the dislike plugin. How can you make a response video, be so cocky about it, and claim it's going to end the YouTubers? It's gonna. We don't want our fans to see this, and then have it torpedo. It was basically a homing missile that went exactly where it was meant to, right back home. I just don't get it. This whole scenario to me has just shown that all of this is Earth 2's Hail Mary. Their statistics on Alexa.com have hit rock bottom. It's clear that they're pushing out a substantial amount of advertisements, which is fine. But because of how misleading they are, the bounce rate on their website at the time of me checking was 58%. Now, the time metric for this changes depending on who's measuring it, but I believe for them, the metric is in the first 10 seconds. If somebody clicks on that website and leaves in the first 10 seconds, that's a bounce. 58 to 59%.
Ah, okay. Because, like I said in my previous video, I literally just go on to collect essence and materials. I don't do anything else. Like this, I think Callum or Josh Strife said something about this, and I totally agree. I said this from nearly day dot when I was covering Earth 2. If you don't have a fun game, no one's going to want to play your game. It has to be fun. Okay, there has to be other reasons to join the metaverse. The metaverse is all about being able to immerse yourself into a different world, be anything you want, be anyone you want, and have fun. But right now, they're calling it like an eco sim or whatever. Maybe it is for some people, but I don't even know how to define loosely an eco sim, but it's just not fun. Whatever it is, if you want to call it eco sim, even if it is an eco sim, that's very a niche market in the whole world of gaming. That is very a niche market. There's only a certain amount of people that play Civ, Settlers, or whatever, that can really truly immerse themselves into an eco sim.
Of users, not even users, of people that are finding this project are clicking on an advertisement that says, build your drone and battle it out, a play to earn in the world of Earth 2. Then they're clicking on it and they're seeing a spreadsheet that's asking them for money for JPEGs of a picture of their house that they already own. And you're wondering why this is happening. You've already roped in all the gullible people. You're now trying to rope in the gamers, and you're not managing to do it because gamers are not stupid. They see right through this. You cannot piss on them and tell them it's raining, which is exactly what you've been doing for the last year. However...
Oh my dear Lord, it's been pouring. Hey, I've been pissed on. Originally, I dare say I didn't get involved because I wanted to play the game. I did hope for it to be something really fun to play, but also originally I bought into it because I wanted to get in early on something that would potentially be really big. So it was kind of like a gamble, a calculated risk into the metaverse, into this whole idea of owning digital land.
However, I will say this. Shane, I will take you up on your offer on a one-to-one call. Because I just have so many questions and so many things that I'd like to talk to you about. Because many people seem to think that it's an us versus them situation. It's not. It's really not. People want to get involved in tribal warfare over this. That's not on me. In Shane's video, he claims that people were sending him death threats and saying they were going to shoot him. Obviously, I have never tried to incite this sort of behavior, and I don't believe that it's my community that is responsible for this.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think that was mentioned in like Josh Strife Hayes or Upper Echelon that, people are threatening to kill, Shane Isaac. It's really silly, really petty, and really outrageous. And he should take legal action and not make it worse by putting up a response video like this schoolyard stuff for tit and tat, or whatever it's called, tit for tat. It's just that I think it makes his situation worse. It's just going to make people dislike him even more. And what Callum says, I agree with, because I think Upper Echelon made that same comment as well, that these guys, these YouTubers, they're not out to ruin Earth 2. They're content creators trying to critique something, right? Before Earth 2, their videos were about critiquing projects and, shining a light on projects that they felt were scams. They're trying to, I guess in a way, be their white knight and educate people and potentially save people from losing a lot of money, all right? And they see something that they don't agree with, and they're within their right to create content, probing, exploring, and educating the people on that. So it's not this tribal warfare between those that believe and those that don't believe. They are merely just critiquing a project. I genuinely believe that.
They seem to be a level-headed bunch. However, I don't agree with it, and it's not okay. So if you are the sort of person that is doing that or thinking of doing it, don't do that. It's wrong. There's no need. So yeah, I would like to talk to Shane about this, because it is just genuinely intriguing to me. That moment before the video went live in the Premier's live chat is the only interaction that I've ever had with Shane. Ever. We've never interacted. So I think it would be good for both communities if me and him do sit down and have a chat, either on the record or off the record, and just discuss the issues surrounding this project. Because there are a lot of big issues, whether Shane wants to publicly admit it or not. There are some massive issues. Anyway, ladies and gents, this is a response that I wasn't really going to make, but I felt that he will be doing a charity giveaway. Obviously, he's not going to give me the money, so he has elected people to vote on a charity of our choice. Now, I pitched...
Anyway, so I don't know if there's anything more to say to that. But if you search Earth 2, there's just a plethora of Earth 2 videos that call it a scam. See, Asmongold, 261,000 views, amazed by Earth 2. And there's a lot of videos saying more negative than positive about it. So I don't believe any publicity is good publicity, but either way, it gets new eyes on the project. I don't know if that's what they want. But that's it for me. Hopefully I didn't just ramble on for a good half an hour, which I probably did. But anyway, see you in the next video. Hopefully there's more content on Earth 2 to kind of go over. If not, we'll just do a bunch of reaction videos to content creators out there or whatever have you. Until next time, enjoy your day, night, noon, morning, wherever you are, and see you next video. Bye.